Hey, welcome to the Dr. Jimbo Love Show featuring Seth Matthew, my main man right here.
Hey everybody.
We are sitting outside on the patio at Brothers Bar and Grill in the shops in Northfield.
With 65 degrees and sunny, it is beautiful out today.
Amazing. Seth, tell them a little bit about, just wet their whistle about the hockey games that we just got done watching all day here at Brothers.
Yeah, so right from the beginning, from the time we opened, we've had the college hockey tournament on. We've had some great drink specials. We have $5 tall Coors Lights for the games going on. Also $4.50 tall Busch Lights. We had some great hockey. Two Minnesota teams kicking us off. We had Mankato take on Harvard.
Yep.
A lot closer than we thought it was going to be, but Mankato.
Well, for everybody else out there that it's Minnesota State for some reason when they put it up on the thing. I was confused because Seth and I were talking. He kept talking about Mankato. And I'm like, who's Mankato?
Yeah, so they go by Mankato on a lot of their sports, but they are Minnesota State. It's Minnesota State Mankato University.
Right.
They go by MSU. But yeah, they had a good game. They looked great. They looked great last year. This team's really going to put on a show here for this tournament. I think they can make a deep run. Followed by, in the second game, we had a familiar team, Minnesota Duluth.
Oh.
The team that eliminated Denver from the NCAA.
Last week, and they looked good, didn't they?
Yeah, they took on a strong Michigan Tech team and blanked them 3-0. But we still got a full day of hockey still ahead of us.
Well, just to give you guys a little update before we go into the whole Frozen Four tournament, which is what we're going to do next, let's go with what the actual rankings are currently as of this week. So we have Mankato or Minnesota State at number 1. Number 2 is Michigan. Number 3, Minnesota Duluth, which we just saw play.
Yeah.
We have number 4, Denver. Western Michigan, number 5. Minnesota, University of Minnesota, the Golden Gophers.
Yep.
Are 6. Quinnipiac. Okay, Quinnipiac's got a great goalie. They were number 1 for a number of weeks this year. They are number 7. Number 8, North Dakota. That's a team that just won't go away, right?
Yeah, North Dakota is fast and they are strong on offense.
They have the best facility in the country.
Mm-hmm. Helps recruiting.
UMass is number 9, and then Notre Dame is number 10. So go on in and let us know a little bit of what we're going to expect today. We've already had 2 games in, but there's 2 more games tonight, one being, of course, University of Denver. Go ahead, Seth. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so next game comes off a game I can't predict. I put on sports bets. I put one on Mankato, and I put one on Duluth. So far, I'm 2 for 2. I skipped this next one, Notre Dame versus North Dakota. North Dakota is going to be out there flying. They do have a loss of their top scorer ever since the Olympics, but it hasn't slowed down this team. Notre Dame, I didn't get a lot of to watch them a lot this year. But they've started to really compete with the Michigans.
Their goalie, just a little side note, transferred from Cornell.
Oh, okay.
He was the number 1 goalie in the ECAC at the time. And Cornell had a wonderful team in 2020. I think they were the shoo-in favorites to win the national championship. And then COVID hit.
Yeah, and then transfer portal opened.
The next year, of course, the Ivy League canceled their season. Mm-hmm. So this gentleman's moved to Notre Dame.
Yeah, and he might have got a call if he's drafted. So some of these NHL, that's kind of what's happening with North Dakota right now. It sounds like, I believe his name is Samuelson, but he is the leading scorer for North Dakota, and he got injured in the Olympics, and now it sounds like Ottawa, since he's the 5th overall pick from his draft, might have said shut it down for the year. So North Dakota, I still think they hold an edge over Notre Dame. We'll have to see how this one plays out.
Yeah.
Followed by a very good game. We have Denver versus UMass Lowell tonight.
Oh, baby.
Now, Denver historically has killed UMass Lowell. I believe they're 16-2 historically against this team, winning the last 9 matchups. I don't really see an issue for DU. I picked DU for most of the year, saying they're one of the deepest teams in this tournament, that I think they're going to make a run to the national title this year.
Excellent. I like that. I like that a lot. And keep going. I'm just caught up with you.
Well, that'll be it for today. And then tomorrow we'll go in. I'll try to keep them in order. I think it's Western Michigan, the number 1 seed, will go first against, they have Northeastern University. again, the NCHC has 5 teams in this tournament.
Which is wonderful. Yeah.
So, and I honestly think we might go 5-0.
Yeah, Northeastern's a great school. Really good school. That's where I was supposed to play college basketball.
Well, and Western Michigan's one of these tricky teams. They are only around every 4 years. They will have this great run.
Yep.
They'll be a number 1 seed. They'll disappear for a couple years, and then they're right back to the top.
Yeah.
I don't expect Western Michigan to have any issues with this one. And then
they're going to beat you. You think Northeastern's going to not be able to hang with Western Michigan?
No, I think it's going to be another one, kind of what we saw with Duluth. I think it's going to be about a 4-1, 4-0 game.
Excellent.
Followed by, we got a Michigan versus American International. Now, I don't even know who American International is, but they made the tournament. Michigan, a young, most talented team probably in the tournament. They have a lot of NHLers on this team. They are a lot of freshmen and sophomores, which could play a factor at this level. But again, I think Michigan is probably one of the most talented teams, and I think they're going to make it at least to the Frozen Four.
Good. Excellent. Well, that's a great, absolutely perfect kind of just a preview of what we got going on for hockey.
Well, and we can't forget, there's still 2 more, but the ones I wanted to start, St. Cloud State's for Quinnipiac.
We need to talk about that one because now my friends from Cornell seem to think that Quinnipiac's goal is the end-all, be-all, and that St. Cloud State's not going to be able to skate with them. They said that they're very, very fast skaters. And I said, well, I saw St. Cloud State play live, and they were just as fast or faster than University of Denver, which is amazing.
Yeah, and I think St. Cloud State, they do have a shot. I don't like this matchup for them. Obviously, I'm picking them because I want them to win. But Quinnipiac, great goalie, great defense. They catch you when you get caught too low. And St. Cloud State is an all-offensive team. They really haven't played defense.
So they're
that well.
all in.
Yeah, so it's either going to be St. Cloud State hops up early and Quinnipiac doesn't have the power to come back, or if Quinnipiac holds them at the beginning, Quinnipiac's going to probably win 3-1. I'm hoping for St. Cloud State to do it because they started out the season strong. They were number 1 for a while early this year. They've beaten teams like Mankato. They've beaten the Denvers and the Duluths of the world. But the second half of the season has really fallen off for them. They've only won 4 games on the second half of the season.
Wow.
And so that's a really rough thing. They did lose some players to the Olympics. They're all back together. You know, it all comes down to getting hot at the right time, and that is very well possible.
All you need is a 4-game winning streak, and you're a national champion.
And we would be returning to the championship that we were in last year. So hopefully they can get by this one. Unfortunately, if they do get by this one, they will play Michigan, which again is going to be a really tough matchup. That one is the game I'm looking forward to if it happens, because that'll be offense versus offense, and that would just be an exciting matchup. And then last but not least, we got the Minnesota Golden Gophers going up against UMass. Now, UMass is a team historically that has been making it to the finals as of late. Minnesota in the past has made it to the finals for the last – they were dominant in the 90s. They were dominant in the 2000s. And, you know, they haven't made it as far as they should have. They made it to the Final Four last year, which finally getting back to it. I give Minnesota the edge to knock the UMass off. I think Minnesota reasserts themselves back in the top.
No, I agree. UMass, I mean – here we go again. We have East Coast versus Midwestern hockey. Again, Seth mentioned this, but 5 teams from the NCHC out of 16 teams make the tournament.
Well, and what I really like about this, and I know I've told you this many times today, what I'm really excited is the way they separated this bracket. Now, it would be unfortunate for Denver to lose to Duluth, but it is set up where St. Cloud State, if they come through, Mankato can come through on theirs, Duluth can come through on theirs, and then we'll have the Gophers coming in theirs. We will have 4 Minnesota teams in the Final Four. Last year, even though a Minnesota team did not win the championship, 3 out of the 4 teams were from Minnesota.
I think Seth misses Minnesota.
Oh, I love Minnesota.
I think he needs to go back home.
No.
Just for a visit, of course. All right, well, let's shift gears here. Now, we've got another tournament that's in the Final 16 as well. It's the NCAA basketball tournament, the men's side, of course. And we're going to talk a little bit about the women's side on Saturday. We'll highlight some of the things because they're playing a simultaneous tournament. Now, it used to be in the past they would play the tournament, the week after, or would they be 1 week removed or whatever. But ESPN has been covering them quite well. And, South Carolina, again, the number 1 overall seed, we'll be watching to see how they do. But I watched a pretty interesting game the other night with Tennessee.
Yeah,
the Lady Vols
hitting that last second three to really put them over it.
Yeah, and they won, right?
Yep.
Well, I mean, here we are at Pat Summit Arena. And Pat Summit's a wonderful, just a great coach who passed from cancer. But that place was packed.
Yeah.
Did you watch it? Were you watching it?
I saw some highlights.
So I actually sat down and watched it and watched the first half. And then I was pretty much halfway through the second half and I fell asleep. I'll be honest with you. But what a great game. What a great fan base. But we've got 16 games of the men's. Let's start out right now. Let's start out with your favorite team to hate, Gonzaga.
Yep.
And they will be playing number 4 Arkansas. Okay? Now, we know we've got the 2 bigs for Gonzaga, but we have a very sneaky Arkansas.
Well, Arkansas is big and athletic. Obviously, hats off to Mitch Holmgren. You're doing amazing this year. People have you locked in as the number 1 NBA draft this year.
Number 1.
Which is crazy because I think, honestly,
he's a 7-foot guard.
Yeah.
Point guard.
Point guard.
I mean, the guy plays threes everywhere.
But you have Jeff Timms that's just amazing. Timmy down there is a beast. He's been getting anywhere from 18 to 20 points.
I agree. But for an NFL fit, I mean, not that Timmy won't be I think he'll be a wonderful NFL player.
NBA.
Or NBA player.
But yeah, so.
But the thing is that Holmgren just has the extra it factor.
Yeah, and I think Gonzaga is hard to beat because they do play a team game. You always see them do 4 to 5 passes when they come down the court. They're not that flashy, but Arkansas, they do have the athletes on their team. They are going to create a little difficulty. If I'm Arkansas, I'm attacking Jeff Tim, and I'm also attacking Mitch Holmgren. Get him in foul trouble early. Arkansas has a shot to pull us off. If they do not do that, Gonzaga will run away with this one.
I think that's a perfect analysis because you're right. If you don't break these 2 bigs up, it's going to be tough to beat them down the stretch.
Yeah.
So, all right, we got Texas Tech and Duke. Now, Duke is a team that's close to Seth's heart.
And they're not favored.
They're not favored.
Texas Tech is favored in this one.
Interesting.
Let's take a little shout out to Boeheim, who said that Duke would struggle. I believe there's 16 teams left and Duke's still there, so
yeah,
didn't look like they struggled too much.
Well, Jim Boeheim, of
bitter.
course, made a kind of an off-cuff comment about his son throwing a punch. I'm a huge Syracuse fan, been a Syracuse fan my whole life, but he didn't say anything negative about it.
Yeah, it's his son at the end of the day.
I agree, but maybe the NIT just said we're not going to have Syracuse there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Tell me some more about Duke.
So I think Duke here, I have a prediction here. I have Duke getting through this round, even though nobody else does. I have them possibly losing the next round because I have them with the Gonzaga rematch.
I have them going through this round too. So
I'm saying that, and it's more of what I want more than I see because I know Texas Tech is a great team. But I want the Duke-Gonzaga rematch personally.
I do too.
But it all comes down to Banchero. If he's going to show up, if he's not going to cramp up, is he going to put up his 23, 25 points that he's going to do because he takes over games? Then Duke really has a shot to keep Coach K alive. And this Duke team last week showed great resilience. They were down to Michigan State. Coach K's season looked like it was in jeopardy.
It did.
He was going to go out in the round of 32, but they battled back and they got back in the game. And they ended up beating Tom Izzo's Michigan State that I've been talking about forever, of how Izzo always has his team tournament ready.
He did. He absolutely did. Now, the next one we'll look at is North Carolina UCLA, but we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on them because we've got the Purdue-St. Peter's game, which could be the game of the tournament.
Yeah.
Provided St. Peter's beats them. You got UCLA, which I was really surprised that they got past St. Mary's. I was picking St. Mary's. And you got North Carolina, which is on a roll. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
They just picked off Baylor. So what do you think about these?
They picked off Duke in the last regular season game
Absolutely.
at Duke.
Absolutely.
So I mean, UNC's this crazy team where I don't know what to expect. They are basically my Achilles heel of picking because every time I finally get confidence back in North Carolina, they get blown out by 30.
Yeah.
Now, I think they get by UCLA. I'm going to go with it. They're going to get by UCLA.
I think so too.
They're going to live to see another day. I don't think they're a championship team, but they will move a little bit farther.
No, Elite 8 with this squad is just a great thing, for a first-year coach.
Yeah.
So Purdue, St. Peter's. What do you think? St. Peter's can beat them?
No. Purdue, St. Peter's had a great run. It's over.
I think so, too.
Purdue is a top Big Ten team. Big Ten is a difficult conference, and I think Purdue just overpowers them. I think St. Peter's is going to hit some threes. They're going to stay together early. Second half, Purdue's going to kind of weather the storm and put them down.
I'll go this far. I think St. Peter's will make it a game up until about 10 minutes left in the second half.
Yeah, that's
which is basically the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And then you're going to watch and you're going to see what happens with a superior conference and superior athletes. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, it's not going to work out for St. Peter's. All right, we got Arizona and Houston. Houston is just Calvin Sampson's got his team playing down there crazy good. Arizona, again, he was the coach, an assistant coach for Gonzaga last year. If you watch Arizona play, and they got lucky, they really did. They didn't play very well last game.
Yep.
But if you watch them, they play a lot like Gonzaga. They play a lot like Gonzaga on the defense, too. This right here, a lot of people are calling an upset possibility.
Yeah, a lot of people on the Houston bandwagon.
Yep.
Houston's a tough team to beat. Arizona definitely has the more athletes, and they definitely, I want to say they're more talented, but honestly, their last showing is really making me question it. I'm still going with Arizona in this one, but, Houston's got that shooter's chance, and you never can count them out.
They do. And then they have the experience of the coach that's been there for many, many, many times. Calvin Sampson's a great coach. Michigan, Villanova. You got Michigan that I think is way playing above their head.
Yeah.
I don't think they should have gotten out of the first round against Colorado State. They're definitely not a better team than Colorado State, but they played better. And they're playing their best basketball right now. But so is Villanova.
Yeah, Villanova's going to walk away with one. Michigan's played above what they're capable of. Their point guard hasn't been starting. He's been injured. And you know what? Maybe this should be something that the coach looks at after the season and be like, are we better without this guy? Is he kind of like a Russell Westbrook where he doesn't really make your team better?
Right.
Because I've heard from a lot of Michigan fans that when that point guard's on point, he can take over a game, but he's also cost them a lot of games this year because he loves to shoot. So I think Michigan's been better without him, but I still give it to Villanova on this one.
Yeah, no. I think Villanova rolls over them. And it brings us to another Big East team. We've got Big East Providence, who was the regular season champion, playing against Kansas. Now, this is an interesting matchup because you've got Kansas that's just absolutely phenomenal. Okay, probably one of the top 3 teams in the nation. And you've got Providence, which is a grinder. Yep. They're a grinder. So tell me a little bit about what do you think? Do you think Providence has a chance here?
I think the athletic ability of Kansas is just too much. Honestly, I have Kansas. I don't know in our bracket if I put them to the Final Four, but it was hard for me to eliminate them because you just don't know what you're going to get. They have a great team. A lot of them are young.
Well coached.
They've all been here before. This coach is a veteran, and I just think Kansas is the better team. And it could be name recognition. It could be that I see Kansas at this point more often than not, that I just don't think a team like Providence can overtake them.
Yeah. I believe, and I'm leaning with you on this one too. I think Providence can probably take it down, make it a game, but you're going to see in the final 5 minutes the talent of Kansas just rise above.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of these games that it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then when all of a sudden you're going to watch, and watch this, the last 4 minutes of the ball game, how Kansas actually just works the ball in and gets their people, the people that are hitting, the shots that they need. Now, this last game I am excited about because you've got Iowa State, which is an 11 seed, versus Miami, which is the 10 seed. Now, folks, I've been saying this for 2 weeks about Miami. Miami has the most seasoned team, okay, in the entire tournament. Their average age, okay, average age of their players is 23.5 months old. Okay? Remember, 18 to 22 is your normal college kid. Okay? So they'll be playing Iowa State. Both teams are hot. What do you think?
So, I heard you through most of this, but I
still picking Miami.
I'm going Iowa State on this one. That's where I'm going to disagree because Iowa State has a big on their team.
Seth and I are going to bet $5 on this.
Yeah, Iowa State, Miami. Right
just
here.
5.
You guys saw it.
Sometimes we add zeros.
But
not tonight.
But Iowa State, they just are a solid team. They're tough to beat. They play great defense. The ACC is weaker this year. Not saying Miami is weaker this year, but the whole conferences. You look at a Duke, a North Carolina, and then only Miami are here. Usually a Wake Forest team that had a great year this year should have been in here, but the ACC was weaker. So I'm going to go with Iowa State, who had a little bit more difficult of a conference, might be a little bit more prepared for this game.
Excellent, excellent. Well, good. So we got a $5 bet between the two of us, which, we'll see how it goes. But we want to invite you to come down to Brothers Bar and Grill here. We're at Northfield. The shop's at Northfield. We're sitting out on the patio. Mm-hmm. What kind of drink specials do we have going on for the rest of the evening here?
So yeah, right now we go in with we're on happy hour right now, so half off drinks. We also have a $5 Coors Lights from open to close, $4.50 Busch Lights, and then our late night specials kick in today. So I believe we have, what do we have today? We have $3 shots. Mm-hmm. We have $4 doubles starting at 9 o'clock tonight.
Excellent. And they have their signature drink, which is a Long Island iced tea. Tell them how you guys make it.
Yeah, so we have 21 different flavors. All have different variations of. There's always going to be vodka, rum, triple sec, and gin, and most of them.
That's a full shot of each one, right?
And we run them for $10, and then some of the other specialty ones like Electric Lemonade, the Blue Mother Effer, they run about $12, and then we have Red Bull ones called the trash cans that have $14 pitchers that have a full Red Bull in them, 4 shots, and a little bit of sour and Sprite that are just delicious.
Absolutely. That will get you where you need to be, folks. All right. Well, on Saturday, 11 to 1, don't forget to tune in to us. We'll be here again live, Brothers Bar and Grill at the shops of Northfield. Good night tonight, huh? We've got basketball. We've got 4 games. And we have how many hockey games?
Yeah, we still got 2 more hockey games left. Yeah. We already went through 2. We got 2 more left.
So
hockey all day.
6 primo things to watch, folks. And there's not a better place to do it than Brothers at the shops in Northfield.
Yeah, you come request a TiVo put on. Oh, and also we've had a lot of requests today. We will be showing the USA versus Mexico game. That's a World Cup qualifier tonight. The United States goes to Mexico. We do not know what team is going to show up, because the coach is keeping it close. He may send in the B squad tonight to rest the starters for our big game on Saturday.
Excellent. Excellent. Well said. Hey, we'll see you on Saturday. In the meantime, have a great evening, and happy Friday.
See ya.